One morning, the engines were resting in the shed when Mr. Tycoon arrived. He had some very important news to tell them. Everyone, one of the worst criminals in the world has escaped from prison. Be on the lookout for a woman named Diana Rumsford. If you see her, be sure to tell the police immediately. What does she look like? Asked Wilson. She has brown hair, wears yellow clothes, and she has a red jacket. So please be on the lookout for her. Yes, sir, said the engines. And with that, Mr. Tycoon left. The engines were a bit worried. I hope she doesn't harm us, said Alfred.
Ha! You're just afraid she might come after you, Alfred.
No, I'm not, Trixie. I'm not afraid of her. In fact, I could catch her nearly easily.
I like to see you try.
Later that day, Alfred was finishing his last passenger train of the day. When his driver and fireman came out of the cab, they saw the station master with really bad news. Did you know Ted the farmer has been robbed? Alfred's driver shook his head. You don't say. I didn't know Ted the farmer had something worth stealing. He has won trophies in gardening, remarked the station master. They were stolen, and Diana had the nerve to steal his brand new car as well. Not that new one that he's so proud of. The station master nodded grimly, and at that moment, it was time for Alfred to take his next train. The station master went back to his office, and Alfred's driver and fireman climbed into Alfred's cab, and they were off. As soon as Alfred was coupled up to his train, they set off. Alfred was running smoothly down the line, when suddenly they saw a speeding van rush by. Alfred sped up to get a better look at it. Steady, Alfred, called his driver. There's plenty of time. Can we get closer to that van, though? It looks like Ted's van to me. Hey, that does look like Ted's van. So his driver opened the regulator, and they got closer to the van. Diana panicked when she saw Alfred, and she tried to go faster, but she couldn't. So she had an idea. She drove off the road, into the grass, and went onto the other road. Ah, no, said Alfred's driver and fireman. We'll never catch her now. Don't worry, I have an idea, said Alfred. What's the idea? Says driver and fireman. She's heading for the level crossing. We must get there before she does. Oh ho ho, you clever engine. And they raced ahead. They soon reached the level crossing. Brakes, driver. Righto. His driver applied the brakes just in time. When Diana was about to reverse and go the other way, she was too late. Police have already arrived. Hello, hello, hello. What do we have here? Well done, Alfred, said one of the police cars. You caught Diana. Thanks to you, we will lock Diana up for good. It was no problem at all, officer. Later, Alfred was delivering his last train to the station. When he arrived, he was most surprised to see the station packed with engines, cars, and people. Mr. Tycoon was there as well, and he was telling the people there what had happened. Ted the farmer was there as well, and he thanked Alfred, his driver, and fireman for prompt action. And they cheered even more when they heard that he had stopped Diana getting away with Ted the farmer's van and his trophies that were undamaged in a sack in the van. "A long time ago," said Mr. Tycoon, holding up his hand for silence, "Alfred showed how valuable he is by the smooth running of my railway, and I'm sure we can all agree that once again Alfred has proven himself to be a really useful engine." Everyone cheered for Alfred once again, and Alfred was very grateful.